You are in the perfect place at the divine time to be touched by a horse. Here's your hosts, Melisa Pearce and Dane Cheek.
Hey, hi, this is Melisa. And nope, I don't have Dane with me today in the studio, but I do have in the studio, live and in person, the founder and director of Hope Through Horses. You guys have heard me talk about Hope Through Horses in every podcast. They are an organization that partially sponsors these podcasts. And my buddy, Kelli Lanphere, is here in the flesh. Hi, Kel.
Hi, Melisa. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Absolutely. So we've been in training all week.
Yes, we have.
Oh my gosh. I was in training all last week with the sister group of your GCM training. And now this is the next group of GCM training. This has been a heavy week.
Yes, very heavy, but absolutely awesome.
Lots of borrow benefit, as we say. Lots of deep work. Yeah, I just think that's always really, I think you and I are both a little tired as we're recording this in it because it's a little bit of a spin. Our hearts are full, our heads are exploding. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Beautiful group. Those are your sisters.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. What do you guys call yourselves? What's the name of your group of 10?
The Soul Whisperers.
Soul Whisperers. I love it. I love it. That's great. In fact, if people hear any noise in our background today, they're working on body cutouts, putting what's called in Gestalt their parts of self to their body. So it's just an exercise for them. So they're in the other room up outside my office doing that. So if you hear noise in the background, that's what that is. And we'll just look at that. Well, I want to talk with you today about your nonprofit organization, Hope Through Horses. I give a short sort of ad every podcast on that. But when did you start Hope Through Horses?
Hope Through Horses started actually in the yurt. It was just a thought. It was a thought that came through. And I noticed that there was a need for support for this community. So back in 2018, we formed Hope Through Horses.
Yeah, when you say community, you mean our Touched by a Horse community, which I'm deeply grateful that you guys decided to do this. Do you have a formal mission?
Yes, our mission is to share the healing power of horses and transformative coaching with the world.
Nice. With the whole world. We're willing to share it with the whole world. That's great. Had you ever done a nonprofit before?
Never in my whole life.
So it's been a big learning curve.
It's been a huge learning curve.
Huge learning curve. It's something like, it's kind of a romantic notion to have a nonprofit. It always sounds so good and stuff, but there's a lot to it, isn't there?
Holy cow. Unbelievable how much there is that goes into this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One is the selection of a board of directors. So you want to say anything about your board? I mean, I know all the individuals on it, but do you want to say a little bit about the purpose of your board and who's on it currently?
Well, I would say our board is what makes this function. So I had a co-founder. I want to say that.
Yes.
Lisa Piper, who is also a Touched by a Horse equine Gestalt coach graduate, helped me co-found this. And then over the years, we've had many of the herd mates serve as board directors. And we have narrowed it down to 5 of us at this moment in time, that me being one of them. And that number has been working together now for about 3 years, 4 years. So it's pretty solid.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we have Linda Bruce with Soulful Prairies. She's one of our board members.
Yep, I'm going to do an interview with her in a couple weeks. I love her place, and she's just outside of Chicago and just an incredibly generous person. She has her own nonprofit also, so it's big in that way for sure. So Linda, who else is on your board?
Joni Mankus
Nice.
is another one of our board members.
And she's a Coloradan, and Joni and her company, Authentic Strides, is a therapist and an EGC practitioner, just a phenomenal woman, really.
Another one of our fabulous board directors is Brenda Westwood.
Yeah, from Montana. Yeah, Horse Sense Healing. Yeah. And Brenda also serves as a coach for T-Boss. So she coaches a lot of our students and stuff, and then she's sitting on your board.
And then Kelly Grill, whom
the one and only.
Yes, knows and loves Happy Success Ranch Retreats.
Exactly.
So.
And you all met, if you're listening to these podcasts, you met Kelli in an interview with me a few episodes back, and she is a bundle of love and a bundle of energy. She's just an amazing person. If you didn't hear her interview, double back and catch Kelli's interview for sure. So who else really helps you with this nonprofit?
Well, we have an advisory committee.
Okay.
And Kimberly Beer with Be More Business, Inc. helps us as a strategy, if you will. She helped us put together the website.
Yep.
And it's just been there helping us along the way.
Yep. And we've done an interview with Kim also for her beautiful photography, her web work, and what she's doing with the Gestalt work herself. She's from Missouri.
Anne-Marie Hoopert.
Yep.
Is...
And she's Washington, right? State of Washington.
Yes.
Just an absolute brainiac on grant writing and how grants work and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's been invaluable, giving us advice and helping us to move forward with regards to obtaining grants to help us, to help
Nice.
everybody.
Nice. That's a powerful advisory committee for sure. Now, I know you have a really rich website. Yeah, hopethroughhorses.com, right? Hopethroughhorses.com. And so walk me through, and I'll probably start crying, but walk me through, how did it come to you, Kelli, who'd never done a nonprofit before, that this is what you wanted to do? Because you put a lot of time and effort and love into this. So what was it for you personally that you wanted to do this?
I saw the amazing life transformations that were taking place in this work. And as I was part of it, I realized that there were so many people that could benefit from these services, such that I felt, my gosh, Melisa, is there anyone out there that is helping to support TBOB, like scholarships? What if folks need help paying their tuition? Is anyone out there doing that?
And I said, no.
And I said, well, there should be.
There should be.
And so together we said, let's make it so.
Yeah, you took this on.
Yeah.
I've always been very moved that you and your board and your beautiful partner, Lisa, that you guys found a calling to do this, because the types of people that are selected for the tuition support, when there are people who money's the thing that is stopping them, but they're very clear why and how they want this training, which not everybody that comes in, I would say most of my students that come in know they want to do it and they're not sure what they're going to do with it. So it's an interesting thing. But every once in a while, we have somebody that says, my son committed suicide, and I want to help people and families of people who have had a family member commit suicide, but I'm running a horse sanctuary and I just don't have the money for it. And Hope Through Horses steps up to the plate to help them. So we certainly don't do that for everybody that comes in by a long shot. There's usually one or two that get some help from Hope Through Horses each semester. Mm-hmm. But talk about the other things besides that you guys provide.
Well, near and dear to all of our hearts, and I like to say it's all things T-Bop. All things touched by a horse is what we support. So the coaches, we call this client outreach expenses. We help the coaches as they're moving forward. In the past, we've been able to help coaches and support them in their podcast. And as you know, we're supporting this particular podcast because we believe that the
get the word out.
Absolutely.
Right.
And really get down to the nitty gritty of it all is we help the coaching clients, the clients that need some sort of financial assistance so that they can utilize the services that these beautiful coaches are offering. So that's where the heart and soul of a lot of this is. And then we go on, we help the coaches, we help the coaching partners find a home and utilizing their special gifts, the horses working with us as partners, and then we help the clients.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe you don't anymore, but the first year or so, didn't you help a couple of people get their coaching partner, their equine partner?
We helped people through some donations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Raise the money for it.
Yeah, some people donated to help make that happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a very giving group. Yeah, in every way.
Touched by a Horse offers 3 comprehensive programs giving you the ability to have the career you've always dreamed about, working in partnership with the magic of horses. Our Equine Facilitator program provides you with the skills to build a thriving business hosting group experiences with horses. Our Equine Gestaltist program prepares you to open your own private Gestalt practice in partnership with horses. And our Master Equine Gestaltist program builds your Gestalt skills both in and outside the round pen. All of our programs include in-depth live classes, business growth training, and a supportive community of herd members to collaborate with and learn from. Visit our website at touchedbyahorse.com to learn more about which program is right for you and your healing herd.
I know there's a lot of nonprofits in the world. There's a lot of places people can send their money, right? So we know every nonprofit is asking for the public to support them. But what do you see as a common thread for why your people who make donations, why are they choosing this nonprofit?
I think they see life-changing work take place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 100% volunteer. So all of the money goes into our 3 programs.
Right.
There's none that's spent anywhere other than in support of the Touch by a Horse programs. And
so maybe they've either heard of the efficacy of the work or they've experienced it themselves, or maybe they have a relative that had a session with somebody and they thought, I want to help people get this, really experience this. Absolutely. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I love your tagline, we're champions for hope.
Thank you. I love that too. I feel like
that
we're out there, champions for hope.
Absolutely.
So.
What's the number one value, do you think, of what your organization is all about? We talk in TIBA a lot about how important it is to know our value system and to know our values and to actually work hard to put them in ranking order. So if you were to say that your organization had some values, what would you say they are? 2 or 3 of the values, and which one would be number one?
Well, making a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Making a difference in this world, in the lives of people and in the lives of horses, followed right up closely by inspiring others.
Yeah.
To find their dreams, find their joy, find their passion, find their peace.
And put their pain in the back, right? Get rid of the unfinished business and their pain in the back so that they can live a more joyful life. And that is inspiring in itself, for sure.
We also empower the coaches and their clients.
Yeah.
What's so beautiful about this is we honor the horses.
Yeah.
And they're sharing their healing power. So it's full circle.
What did this work, because you're a graduate of my program as well, what did this work do for you personally? You don't have to share what your unfinished business was. That's not what I'm asking, but...
Did I have any? I'm just kidding.
She's a funny girl. But you did have some. So what do you think? How do you put in words what working either with me or with the coaches in the program has done for you personally?
Well, it's been life-changing. It brings an awareness to parts of myself that I had no idea about. I really had no idea. And as I unfolded those and began to work through those, it was amazing. I mean, I felt... I wanted to give hope. I wanted to be out there. I felt compassion for myself, which is huge.
Yes.
And trying to figure out where you want to go. But actually, it inspired the heck out of me to get out there and make a difference.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think most of our graduates, too, say that it improves their relationships or job satisfaction. There's just a lot of different things, because when we have our troubled past, if we have any trouble in our past, and almost everybody does, blocking the way we experience life, it's really hard to be joyful. It's hard to be sincerely joyful, right?
Right.
For sure. Besides my podcast and the support that you give us here, how many grants on average do you think you give to our community?
At this point in time, I think we have funded over 150 grants.
Wow.
And that's, we've raised... May I say that?
Yeah.
We've raised,
absolutely.
At this point in time, we're closing in $160,000.
Nice.
Dollars, and that's including the 2020 year, which we don't want to even remember.
Right.
And then the follow-up year where everyone was just trying to kind of catch
Get
their
back
breath.
on their
So
feet. Yeah.
We've really only had a couple of strong fundraising years, and
Right.
people have just the outpouring of love and support is amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know one of the things that you've talked about is really looking for corporate sponsorship, where if a corporation is able to, and they're looking for a nonprofit, that they're able to kind of join up with you guys. So anything in particular you're looking for in corporate sponsorship?
If you work for a corporation, I guess the first thing to do is to find out if they have some sort of corporate matching program for charities.
Exactly.
And if they do, boy, please consider signing up for us.
Exactly. Because we had one of those with a pharmaceutical company, for instance. If you work at that company, then they would do matching funds. Dane's at the federal government, and they have one day a year that they can do that. I know what I love doing is on Facebook, they ask you for your birthday, if you want to give your money, people, your friends, donate for a birthday present. So, you can't get anybody much for $10 for their birthday, right? But it means a lot when all your friends chip in $10 for your birthday on Facebook to an organization. So if you guys will hunt for Hope Through Horses, you can do that passive. That's kind of passive donating.
Absolutely.
And your friends, if they know you love horses, they're happy to do it. They learn about it and can do that for sure.
So another, and I have to say, that's one of our largest fundraising avenues.
Is the
coming
Facebook?
through Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something good is coming from Facebook. That's good.
Yay. Another thing that really works well for us is Amazon, the Amazon Smile program. That's their charity program. You can sign up for that if you use Amazon, and I think most people do.
Yes.
Go to Amazon Smiles, and then that'll walk you through how to choose a charity.
Is that on the regular Amazon page that you shop on, or do you know?
You really need to go to AmazonSmiles.com.
Okay, AmazonSmile.com. And then they link your account to Hope Through Horses. And then every time they're at your door, you've given a little tiny bit, or Amazon has given a little tiny bit over to Hope Through Horses. I'll tell you what, that really adds up. The other day, and don't be mad at me, the other day, my staff had not done that.
Oh, wow.
And it was going to another charity the last 4 years. And they sent this recap thing of how much money through what we've bought for the company has gone to this other charity. So I quickly sent it to my staff and I said, why isn't this going to Hope Through Horses? And they went, uh-oh. Honestly, we just didn't think about that. So please, tonight, all of you, if it isn't already linked to one, link it to Hope Through Horses. Even if you do that for a year and some other one for a year, it really adds up a lot.
And I'd love to mention one more. Thank you, by the way, for adding us as your chosen
absolutely.
charity.
I should have a long time ago. I didn't even know they did that.
So King Soopers, Kroger, they have a community rewards program, and I'm thinking most people have a card because you plug it in to get better gas mileage and stuff like that.
And that's a number of different grocery stores across the nation under the Kroger label. So in Colorado, it's called King Soopers, but it's actually a whole bunch of different names around the country. It's under the Kroger umbrella.
So that's huge. If you just get a loyalty card, then you can link it to Hope Through Horses, Inc. And we are showing up on all of the different charities and nonprofits across the country. So
nice. That's Fry's, that's Smith's, that's a lot of different stores all over the country. That's terrific. I heard they actually are in the process of buying out Safeway. So Safeway is a big one in Colorado, and Kroger's purchasing Safeway. So
that's going to be a big one, really big.
And then what about, isn't there a day of the year like Giving Tuesday or something?
There is, and that happens the Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so that's coming up.
And that's through Facebook typically. So you'll start seeing all kinds of stuff on that. And what happens is there's one day a year that they create this huge event for the whole world, basically.
Wow.
And everybody gives, and it's kind of a way of giving back after Thanksgiving and whatnot. And then they have a matching, and I don't know exactly the amount, but it's a huge amount that they match.
Right.
And depending on how much you put in, we might get matched.
Right.
So.
And, I want to say, like, people might think, well, gosh, there's so many good charities out there. Why would I do this one? If you know a woman who has had her physical boundaries crossed, is the most diplomatic way to say that. So she's been violated, or you have. If you know a veteran that needs support, if you know somebody who grew up in foster care and they still have some difficulties from that, if you know someone who's been through a divorce or has lost someone in grief, that's the people we work with. We work with people, which means everyone, by the way, but we work with people through their darkest day and to help them let go of what was in that dark day so they can live happily again. So I really want to say that's what you're donating to. You're donating to an organization that wants to support all those causes and many, many more. So that's, if you think, well, why, there's horse sanctuaries to donate. There's a lot of stuff to donate to in the horse world, but this is helping horses have a job that they love, helping heal humans. So I don't know. It's pretty sweet stuff,
I think it's
right?
pretty darn awesome.
Pretty darn sweet. Pretty darn sweet. Any other way that people can support you guys or donate to you guys?
Gosh, there are so many ways. I would ask, if you have interest and if your heart calls to you, please go to the website, hopethroughhorses.com. And that's THROUGH, hopethroughhorses.com. The Support Us page has many places that you can click on links. So we make it easy for you.
Nice.
And you can go, we've got you can do special fundraising events.
Absolutely.
We can do community events. We've got Colorado Gives Day coming up. There's just so many ways. And if you just say, gosh, if nothing else, can I just donate money? Yeah. You can just click on the donate now. Right. That'll take you to the PayPal.
If you're on a diet, skip lunch and give that $10 to Hope Through Horses.
Absolutely.
I personally want to say thank you to Linda Bruce, who owns a gorgeous farm called Soulful Prairies. She does a music festival every September and people buy tickets to it. And it's really fun. She lives in Woodstock, Illinois. That's outside of a really cute town called Woodstock where that movie was filmed. What was that movie? Groundhog Day?
Yes. I think it was.
Groundhog Day. It's really a cute part of Illinois for sure. And they put on this good music, good food, good cause, good people, just incredible one on their farm in early September every year. And every other year, she donates a lot of those proceeds to Hope Through Horses. So I give a shout out to Linda for that. And as I'm saying that, if any of you feel called to have Hope Through Horses become part of something you're doing like that, if you're doing a car wash or you're doing a party at your barn or whatever, and you want to do that, reach out to Hope Through Horses. They'd be happy to support you, happy to send you flyers to give everybody or a banner to do a little booth, or who knows, maybe even Kelly'd show up. You never know.
I'd be happy to if it's anywhere near me.
That's right. It's right. Anywhere fun. Now, I bet if it was in Maui, you'd go.
I'm pretty sure I could find my way there.
It's in Maui, Hawaii. She'll be there for sure. So that's great. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It is such, it's very touching to me that you adopted us, that you decided that we were worthy of your time, your heart, your interest, and everything else. I love you, love your board, and just love everything that y'all are doing for us and for the world with the horses. So thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You got it. Our next podcast, I'll have Silly Dane back. So I will say this podcast is partially sponsored by Dane, the love of my life. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Touched by a Horse podcast. If you'd like more information about anything we've talked about on the show today or our certification program, please visit our website at touchedbyahorse.com. That's touchedbyahorse.com. Or contact our office by phone at 303-440-7125. Also, be sure to keep up with us on social media. We're at Touched by a Horse on both Facebook and Instagram. See you around the barn and on the next episode.